That's what I want. And now I'm just gonna take that full screen. Hey everybody, this is something, a new experiment I'm trying. It's called Ship at School, and what we're doing today, this is, I'm Devin, raddevin.com. If you're trying to learn to be a web developer, transition into a new career in web development, go check out my site. I've got lots of good resources for you. This is my friend Bradley Surlis, and he's a recent bootcamp grad. Sort of focusing on React Native, and he's trying to get his first app out the door today, and it's called JamMate. This is something, a new experiment I'm trying. It's called... Should probably mute the audio. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so Bradley, tell about JamMate. What's the idea behind it? Sure. What was your inspiration?
Yeah, so like Devin said, I recently graduated from Dev Bootcamp. One of the projects that we had worked on for the bootcamp was to create a full stack app. It didn't use React the first time around, but I had a project that I did where it connects musicians in the area to other musicians based on instruments that you would play or genres that you'd be interested in. It's just an easier way for other musicians to connect in the area and find either new band members or just someone to play music with. And eventually in the class we started talking about React Native. And we didn't really go too much into it. We talked a little bit. It was kind of it was optional that you did React Native instead of React, which was more web-based, whereas React Native is written in JavaScript, but it works on mobile. I'm not sure how it does it, but it translates the JavaScript to both iOS and Android compatible native language. And so I wanted my app to be mobile. I wanted it to be something you could pull up on your phone and locate people nearby you based on your phone's location. Yeah. So it was always locating you again from your phone and mobile. And so started working on my own and found Devin, and Devin's been helping me make more sense of the things I want to do. And we're kind of both getting through the puzzles of redoing this now in a mobile format. Yeah.
I'm not coming into this as the expert. I've never shipped a mobile app either, so we're just kind of stumbling through it together. And I'm going to be checking the Twitch chat occasionally, so if anyone has any questions, or if you want to tell us how we're doing it the hard, stupid way, and what the better way is, that would be greatly appreciated.
That would be good.
Yeah. So are you ready to flip over to your screen?
We can look at the Trello board probably.
Okay.
Just see like some of the things that we're working on right now.
Yeah.
Because right now we're just trying to get something that is finished enough to publish. I mean, it's not done, of course. But
it's never done.
The more critical ones to being able to publish it and show it off and iterate and make it better, so that I can start showing future employers, hey, this is what I'm working on. And at least you can go look at it on the App Store, and you can see that it's there.
Yeah.
You can touch it. You can feel it. It's real.
Yeah. I think it could be really useful to you too, like if you're trying to pick up freelance clients, because if you're going to go tell somebody I build iOS apps, you really need to be able to show them that, here, go to the store and download this app. I made that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'll be good for you kind of no matter which direction you take. So yeah, we're looking at the Trello board now. We've got sort of a few tasks. Maybe we should talk about what we've done so far, like what's in place.
Sure.
So you've got basically the app. You've got Facebook login working. You've got the location working. You're storing users. You can see a list of other users of the app, and it's all using Expo, which
I was gonna mention, if anyone ends up in here that knows React Native, we are using Expo, which, in my understanding, which is limited, shortcuts some things. I believe it's a framework that you use with React Native. Which made auth super simple with Facebook. I'm using Firebase for my database. That also makes auth super easy. Expo has a couple other like things it does that it's supposed to make it easier to build it when we're ready. We're not there yet, so we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, it looks like if you're just writing an app in React Native, if you wanted to use like location data, for instance, you'd have to pull in another library to do that.
Maybe I don't know.
And
I'm not sure.
I think Expo kind of bundles a bunch of that stuff up. Location
Yes.
and a few other things.
Yeah, it simplified asking for your phone's permissions.
Okay.
So
yeah.
that in particular, we did that with the app we're working on right now.
Yeah.
Is I can show you that function actually.
Sure.
But it asks, right here, expo.facebook.login with read permissions async. Like they just simplify some of the things we're trying to do, and really fit in well with the Facebook auth. Let me see if I can find the other one that's location based. I think that's when I go into search. But yeah, it simplified things a bit. You probably have ways to do this that I don't know, but for me, this is just the method I picked, and it's supposed to make things. I don't know where it is. I don't want to get us all lost.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so these are the things we've got coming up. So we kind of tried to divide the tasks based on how critical they are to shipping the first version. So we've got a critical column, an important column of things that we would like to do but don't have to be done, and then I guess to do is sort of the catch-all for everything else.
Yeah, it was before we started thinking in terms of critical to publish. Or not critical to publish. That was kind of like the leftover things I had. Right. Which mostly are just stretch goals. They're things I want to iterate on and get a little better at. Delete user we do need. Maybe not right at launch. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure people would like to be able to delete themselves, but that is a little complicated right now because if we delete them, like you mentioned before, if we delete them, but you're connected to somebody, you have to make sure to delete yourself for every connection, or else it's going to break the app. Right. So there's some work we haven't really thought through all the way yet.
Yeah. I think that becomes a lot easier if we switch to Firestore instead of the real time. Yeah. So maybe that's something to look at. Maybe we'll switch over. Yeah. Okay. So I will say on the
jump on.
Well. Let's talk about the update Facebook SDK.
Okay.
So after we went ahead and put the app live on Facebook just to make sure that we weren't going to have to get a review through them. And then we started getting notifications that the app was using an old version of the Facebook SDK, which all the Facebook authentication stuff is bundled up in Expo. And it turned out we were running an older version of Expo.
I guess, yeah.
I think that's the problem.
I think you're right.
So this morning I spent a little bit of time getting Expo updated and making sure the app still worked. And I've got to actually submit a pull request for that.
I was gonna say I didn't see.
I forgot to actually do that really important step.
But at least it's done. So
yeah. Do you want to keep talking about the others, and I'll grab my computer and I can just submit that pull request?
Go through the board, like what else we're doing?
Yeah, just go through the other critical things if you want.
Yeah. So what we felt was critical in order for it to be launched was we wanted I have a search page. Obviously, when you're looking for users, there needs to be a view that you see that shows those users. But I would rather have it so that you don't get every user in the database, even while it's small and new. And you shouldn't see yourself. If you go to your search page and you see yourself as a user, that's not good. And originally, I was just going to say filter the users within 15 miles from your zip code, which your phone does give. The app as soon as you sign in and give it permission. So you sign in, it says, hey, can your phone give JamMate your location? And you say yes or no. So I was going to say, hey, only see people who are within 15 miles. And Devin said no. I'm just kidding. Devin said there's another thing we could check out, which is GeoFire. I haven't looked at this yet. We were going to look at it together on the stream. So
sure.
We can
look at it now if you want. It'll take me a few minutes to get this to get this pull request. Well, not too long.
Okay, so we're not on Firestore yet. We're using Fire. Oh my god, I just forgot.
You're using Firebase.
Firebase, thank you.
Yeah.
Firebase, the real-time database.
Yeah.
For now, so we're looking at this link. Real-time location queries with Firebase.
Yeah.
Actually, I got this far already. I'm just going to go straight into the documentation.
Yeah.
Now, GeoFire. Use and write geolocation data. Cool. Key. Promise fulfilled location corresponding provide key. If key does not exist, return promises fulfilled with null. So it tries to get a key. If it's null, then it says, hey, you need to give me a key.
So I think what you will do is you'll just use this just to set the user's location. And then when you're querying for all your users, you'll use this instead of your regular Firebase.
Well, right now
API.
it is storing the user's zip code.
Yeah.
The string inside their.
This will just, so the phone is handing you back the coordinates.
Okay.
This will just store the coordinates. You won't ever have to have a zip code.
So I don't need to do the reverse.
Yeah.
Geolocation.
Yeah, you won't have to do the lookup you're doing.
Okay.
So you can eliminate that API altogether. You can just store the coordinates directly.
Yes, this is what I need.
Yes, and then you can do that query.
That's what I need. So then it would give me, yeah, that's exactly what I need.
Yeah.
Okay, so that changes things a little bit. So
Yeah.
Devin, jump in, please, if I'm not understanding.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned before, right now, the phone itself will ask you for permission to know your coordinates. It's going to know your lat and longitude in the world. I set it up so that it is checked by, I think it was Expo, has something I could use that does a reverse geolocation. You give it coordinates and it tells you what zip code that is.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing. I was having it take the value from your coordinates and say, here, check this out. What zip code is that? It goes, hey, it's this zip code, and storing that zip code in your user object. But now it sounds like with this, we are not going to use the reverse. We're just going to store the latitude and longitude.
Right.
And then when using search, we'll make a call to GeoFire and say, hey, give me, in this case, radius, users that are within X kilometers, I guess what it uses, from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
And
That's
that
cool.
could, at some point in a later version, that could be user configurable, the radius.
Yeah. Then we could extend that to be like, 20 miles. Yeah, it's in kilometers, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to.
That's an easy formula.
Yeah.
All right, I am about to submit a pull request. Wait, that's not. Oh, okay.
There's definitely a lot to this that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'll have to read through it a bit more. But like, for instance, the distance, it'll say like the distance between two users. You could use that and say if distance is less than X kilometers, then they should appear.
I don't think you'd use that the way you want to use it. I think you'd use the query, the radius query.
Yeah, but yeah, okay.
But if you're, so imagine a user has looked through the search list and they found a user they want to connect with, and they tap on that user, you might use that distance to show them here's how far that user is away from you.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that they know if you're gonna hang out.
Yeah.
They're
Here's how far you
20
gotta go.
kilometers from you.
Okay, you've got a pull request now to update Expo.
Let's see, is that this one? It is. Don't see it yet.
Oh, why is it not there?
I don't know. I don't think you.
There it is. It just hadn't refreshed.
Update Expo. This branch has not been deployed. Oh, you have an update Expo branch.
Yeah.
And this will merge it with the master.
Yeah, it should merge it to your master.
All right. Update Expo. Cool.
And you'll have to run. You probably need to delete your whole npm modules folder and then just run, node modules folder, and then run npm install again.
Okay. I'm using yarn in this case.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make a difference?
Not really. Yeah, just to delete the whole node modules folder and then do yarn install, or yarn, I guess is all you have to do.
Again, I'm a newbie, so I'm going to ask you questions.
Sure.
I'm on the dev branch right now. I'm going to switch over to master, but it's probably going to tell me that, hey, you got some things that have changed.
If you want...
what is does it get status that shows you?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, it doesn't seem to care, so... Okay.
So okay, yeah, you don't have anything.
Is it pull?
Yes. Yeah, after you've checked out master, you can pull. Yeah.
So just get pull.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now I do the deleting modules?
Yes.
Okay, so that is done by, should I just RM, RF?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that how it is? RM,
that's it.
RF?
Yep. And then node modules.
Make sure it does it. Okay.
Yep.
I have to reinstall everything.
It'll take a while because there's a bunch of stuff in there.
And this is because the updates you've made to node module, you've made it to Expo. Why did I have to delete it instead of just pulling in your changes?
Yeah. So my changes were to package.json, which defines what dependencies your project has. The project dependencies you currently have installed are in the node modules folder.
Yeah.
So we should be able to just run yarn with the new package.json and it should update everything it needs to. But just to be like extra cautious, I'm just going to wipe out all the dependencies and just start from scratch.
So another general question. When you're making these kind of updates, like sometimes I'll see in my GitHub, like, oh, security vulnerability, you need to update this.
Yeah.
And I'll do that. I'll go in and update whichever one that is. Do you think it's better practice than to make your updates and reinstall everything through yarn or an npm, or is that a different case? What's the difference here?
Yeah. Well, those are probably npm dependencies too. So yeah, it's the same kind of thing. And I think it's probably reasonable to just try to update them and make sure it works. One thing I had trouble with, there's an npm update command. I'm not sure how yarn handles this.
I think it's upgrade. I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So there's an npm update command, and my understanding is you're supposed to be able to run that and give it a package name, and it puts you on the current version.
Yeah, I tried to do that once.
Yeah, and the documentation actually said it would update your package.json too. What I found is that it didn't update it, and it didn't update the package.json. It didn't update the dependency or package.json. So I ended up doing, what did I do? Oh, I just did npm install package at latest to get the latest version. If you had a specific version you wanted, you could do package at and then the version number.
8.9 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay with yarn.
Okay.
Do you know if it's just typing yarn and
I think
add?
it's
Or
probably
just
not.
yarn?
Yeah, probably just yarn.
All right, we'll see. Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems to be.
That looks good. There were a couple of other things I did. I don't know if I had to do them or not,
Oh no.
but we'll find out if
Should
it.
have looked.
We'll find out if it runs.
Oh man.
If we need to do, they're not crazy. If we need to do them, I can like search through my history here and see what they were.
Oh, so you didn't include them in the poll?
Well, it was just like deleting caches. There wasn't really any way. I mean, I guess I could have written a shell script that did it, but I wasn't sure if it was necessary or not, so I didn't want to like commit a shell script that did something that you didn't need to do.
Okay. I'm not really sure what all that means, but
Yeah.
I believe you.
I honestly, I don't really know what it means either. I just tried some stuff and it didn't work, so I kept doing searches and trying more stuff until it did.
It sounds like everything I've been doing.
Yeah.
Sounds like every day.
Yeah, so much of development is just searching and trying things and then searching more and trying more things.
Yep. So I hear. Come on. It's yarning. So.
Oh yeah, do you need to, you probably need to hook up, don't you? You need to hook up to power.
Eventually. Not like right away, but.
You can hook up to mine for now.
Okay.
I don't have, I'm good for a good while probably.
Alright. I do have a thing in my laptop that self-destructs other chargers. Just kidding. Building fresh packages.
This is the fun part of the stream.
Yeah.
Watching yarn download
Watching yarn.
dependencies.
Good old yarn.
Yep.
I don't know how I even ended up using yarn.
Yeah.
Like I think I always use NPM. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I finally was just like, oh,
Might as well
let's
try
see
this.
What yarn does. Yeah, let's just try yarn.
I mean,
or maybe one of the tutorials they were using yarn. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I had to stick with it
Yeah. Yeah.
because I made the mistake, tried to push NPM, and it was like, what? We don't know what you're talking about.
They should still work interchangeably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did something.
They
It
both
got mad at me.
they both read and write package.json, and that format's standardized. So.
My yarn is out of date. Oh man, I don't want to do that right now. All right, so it seems to be working.
Yeah. See if you can start it.
Now we can finally see the app. The infancy of the app.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's actually. Like, I mean, I don't have my thing anymore. Oh yeah, no, it's not running, so I don't know why it's even there. Let's start.
Close out your simulator.
Yeah, I definitely should do that now before it starts trying to open it again.
Yeah. This is going far smoother than I anticipated. Like just the whole streaming part of it.
Oh yeah.
I thought we were going to be here for like 45 minutes trying to get a stream started, but this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. I leave that to you. Launch the simulator. JamMate. I don't know why it always does that. The version of the Expo app is out of date. Like, it's not my actual phone. Like,
I wonder
it's
if
a
that's
simulator phone. It's probably something I need to update in the App Store through Xcode, maybe.
I wonder if it's your global Expo
Maybe
command line tool.
that could be. I don't know. There's so many things to update.
Well, okay. Actually, that's a good
Always does
point.
that.
Yeah. What is that?
It's always like I can't, and then it does it anyway.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know why it does.
If
that.
this breaks, maybe the first thing we try is to update the Expo command line app.
Oh, now it's actually broken.
Oh.
Yeah, now it's actually broken.
Okay, yeah, let's try that because I never got that.
I haven't either. Processing the command domain equals blah 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 blah. Operation timed out. Installing or running app. I've never seen that. I don't know
Yeah.
what this is.
Okay. let's try to update that and see what happens.
How did we do that?
npm. I'm just gonna do it with npm. It'll be fine.
Okay.
npm I dash g expo at latest.
That's a
no,
cheat code?
yeah, no space between expo and at.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that always gives you the newest version?
Yes, correct.
Okay. We'll see. Give me that expo.
Okay, something is happening. It's a good sign.
Yeah, we might have to look at that last pull request.
Yeah.
Or something like we changed the way you shouldn't have, or I don't know.
All it updates is the dependencies, and then there's one thing I had to change in the, is it app.json, like that configuration file?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, there was a property that set the version of Expo. I had to change that.
Got it.
But other than that, everything is just dependency versions. Yep.
Oh,
SDK
that
version.
shouldn't
Yeah.
make a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I think I wrote that.
Yeah. Well, you had it.
Testing.
You had it set for the old. You had it set for the version you were on, which was 27.0.0.
All right, let's try it out again. I don't know if I can just do it that way. Yeah, I don't think I can. I think I have to go in here and.
Yeah, you're gonna have to restart it because that is running from the old version.
All right, Expo start. Pretty sure we could have just Expo start iOS, but it always breaks. There's got to be a shortcut to immediately launch the.
Instead of having to click on a link on a web page.
Yeah, now I got two of them. Okay. You can do it this way too, which I do sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the method I've been using by default.
Oh, I didn't close it before we started this. Oops. This version of Expo app is out of date. Uninstall the app and run again to update. Yeah, I think I needed to have closed it.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm not sure. We're going to do that.
Uninstall the app and run again. Oh, uninstall the app. I bet you need to uninstall the Expo app in the simulator.
Again. In the simulator?
Yeah, yeah.
Like go to the App Store in the fake phone?
Well,
Or just
it's
update?
going to do the reinstall, but you have to do the uninstall. So, like,
Okay.
click and hold
Yeah,
on it,
Yeah.
and
I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's unexpected, but yeah, probably. It's still saying it's out of date. It's really mad.
yeah.
Yeah, experience request requires a newer version of Expo client.
Okay.
It isn't up to date.
Okay.
So let's. Man, how do I do this?
You
It's
drag up
one
from
of the
the
new
bottom.
iPhones, and I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. And then hold it.
Yep.
Delete it. Get out of here. Bye. So we're gonna reinstall Expo on our fake phone. Why is it all shaking? Stop shaking. Done. Yeah. Now you're
This
right.
looks good.
It's downloading the newest version of Expo on my.
It's oddly meta, like having to uninstall apps on a fake.
That
on
seemed
a
too
fake
quick.
phone.
I feel like it didn't install. Oh, it did.
Okay.
Do you like that little splash page?
Nice.
That's what it's supposed to look like. I haven't styled the landing page. It's supposed to look like that.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be your landing page.
Okay.
But
okay.
you'll see when it opens, it zooms
Oh,
in.
okay. It makes the
Yeah,
makes the height equal to the height of the phone.
Yeah. I just am not super good with positioning
Sure.
the photos.
Yeah.
on there yet. But whatever. it has the link I need.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, it gets all big.
Okay. The image is high resolution enough. It still looks good.
All right, I'm gonna log in real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Me to a different scene
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
You don't need to see my login.
Okay.
We should probably just do like a shortcut, but we'll just do that real quick.
Yeah.
So I don't have to keep. All right.
Back.
Yep.
Here we are.
So it knows I've logged in. It's good.
Yep.
Continue. Break. Null is not an object.
Oh, isn't that stuff we were messing with yesterday?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Where did it
I
go?
don't know why I blew up. That's weird. We fixed that yesterday.
I thought we did.
I don't know why that's back again.
Yeah. So did it completely crash the Expo app this time?
Yeah. And it doesn't even know where my project is anymore.
Yeah. I have to open it again through the.
Through here, you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That was weird.
Do you mind throwing it down again?
Oh yeah.
Real quick. That's really weird that it's doing that again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we dealt with this problem yesterday.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay.
Now it's asking for permission.
Okay.
You've already granted permission to another Expo experience. Yeah. Okay.
But you're in now.
But
so
still, it crashed the first time. That's really weird.
That is weird.
It's your initial sign in and it's still crashing you.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Maybe we just need to go back and look at that in that general area and see if there is any other thing we didn't protect for.
Mm-hmm. Fixes. Okay, so do you remember what we were coming in here to look at?
I think just to make sure the Expo update
changes worked. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the front of the page.
Yeah. Yeah, you could give us a quick tour.
I'll give you a very quick tour.
Okay.
Styling is terrible right now. Here's your home page. It'll include your Facebook photo, which it asks for. It'll tell you it's going to take your photo and it's going to take your email address as your login. It lists out the instruments that you've selected in your user profile that you'd play and your genres that you play. You do that by going to the top, edit. Here's a profile edit view. We have right now really basic. Just there's a contact info input you can add. I made a fake one.
Mm-hmm.
You see that up there. Adding new instruments is as easy as like just typing in like new instrument, and then you push plus and it adds it to your list. And there's a small bug there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that's weird. Can't call set state or force update on an unmounted component. Oh, it doesn't think it's mounted. Component will unmount. Okay, we'll check that out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll check that out. Okay. But yeah, you add it through that. Genre, same thing. Genre, same thing. There's a leak, so we need to do some component will unmount at some point, I guess.
Okay. And the idea behind the instruments and the genres is that maybe you can see them now, but maybe at some point you could also filter by them or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, because we want to be able to eventually, when you can filter, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be, I need a drummer, and you just
Yeah.
look for people who put drums or.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. There's a search page that just shows you every user right now.
Yeah.
There's a modal that's popping up still. I was playing with that. So your users are in here. It's everyone. There's no filtering right now at all.
Yeah.
And you can send your contact info, that first field. So if I click on this, it'll say, here's my contact info, which I added myself. You can add your phone number, you can add an email address. This is all temporary until messaging is actually in the app.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
let's see that the footer gets messed up.
Let's talk about the messaging thing, because your original idea is that you would basically be able to have instant messaging or know, chat inside the app. And then we thought about some different ways to do that, and I think we sort of came to an agreement that it was maybe too hard for the first version, and that all you really needed to be able to do was to connect with someone.
Yeah. And the database, Firebase has a real-time database, and it has the Firestore database, which is in beta. So there's not a lot of examples out there that people, have talked about how they fix things.
Yeah.
There's some. Someone like me who doesn't know a lot about this yet has a little bit of trouble understanding some of it. I run into problems that I'm not seeing an example of, and immediately I'm like, okay, I can try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it helps to use something that is more fleshed out, like the real-time database.
Yeah.
But Firestore makes it easier for messaging, I think, because it lets you reference foreign keys, which I think will help when we have a messaging object.
Yeah.
So like a message that you and I both belong to, we both add to it, and rather than, I don't know, I can't wrap my head quite around in a NoSQL database creating an object and participants, and we're both in there, and then a message, but a message has to belong to one of us. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
So Firestore is supposed to make that a lot easier because it has references. You can reference a foreign key.
Sure.
And that hopefully will simplify things.
Cool.
So for now, you just send your contact info. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address.
Yeah.
Whatever. Contact.
It gets the job done.
Yeah. Messages is not going to work at all right now.
Yeah.
This is all seed data. Like I put this in here. It's not in the database. It's all stuff I entered.
Yeah.
But eventually it would filter by whoever the user is, and you can see, messages. And connections. So connections is what we're doing in lieu of messages right now. It's like a placeholder. And this will just be at some point like a list of people who sent you their connection and how you can connect with them. It's really basic workaround right now.
Yeah.
But like, here's my email address, or here's my phone number, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's it right now.
Cool.
And in order to get this thing cleaned up, obviously style needs to change a little bit here and there. This is kind of ugly, but some style things, get rid of this message tab if we're not using it.
Sure.
And more importantly, let's do something with this search.
Yeah.
Besides this being extremely ugly again, we shouldn't see me.
Yeah.
If I'm on here, I don't need to see myself pop up.
Right.
And as it gets bigger, you definitely don't want to have every user. You want to be able to say, I only need a drummer. I only need someone playing metal music. So that's hopefully what we can do.
Yeah.
Today.
Okay. Cool.
Or start on today.
Yeah.
Unless you want to try to tackle one of these bugs. What do you think? These leaks. Can't call set state on an unmounted component. I wonder let's see where it thinks it's doing it. Instrument adder at 4920. Is that where it is? Let's see. Instrument adder. I guess I could have talked about the actual components I'm using. I'm probably not doing it right.
Doesn't matter.
It's messy as all hell.
Yeah.
That's because I don't know what I'm doing yet, and so I'll clean it up when I have a better idea.
Yeah.
But right now, was it 4620? It said. Oops. I don't need that. Get out of your MAMP. Yeah, instrument adder 4920. What's going on there? It's trying to set state when its component will mount. Okay.
Oh, okay. So can you just move that whole
to component did mount?
Yeah.
I had read something. Actually, I think I'm going to pull that up right now.
Okay.
I think it'd be helpful if anyone else is watching and cares about components mounting and when and where you put things.
Yeah.
I got an article from a friend that talked about where you put your data. In will mount or did mount.
Oh, okay.
Check
cool.
it out. Just for clear, render function is never a good place to fetch data or do anything that's asynchronous that changes state in some way. Component will mount is called right before the component's first render, so at first glance it appears to be a perfect place to put data fetching, which is exactly what I thought.
Right.
I was like, oh, before that page loads, you need to have the data. You need to make sure it's there first.
Yeah.
Apparently that's not the way. Asynchronous call to fetch data will not return before the render happens. Component will render with empty data at least once. There's no way to pause rendering to wait for data to arrive. You cannot return a promise from component will mount or wrangle in a set timeout somehow. The right way to handle this is to set up the component's initial state so it's valid for rendering. This is what I've been doing. You probably see
Okay.
that. I started doing that more later.
Yeah.
The default states and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you just set up a dummy initial state that lets the component render, and then in component did mount, you fetch the data.
Like this, like we're doing here. You setting up the states.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know if that's the right way either, because at some point I started instead using default props. I'm trying to see which one it's on. Well, here, I guess. So messages is the name of that component. You can see that up here.
Yeah.
And I set default props. So messages started as an empty array. Know that it's starting as an empty array, and don't try to render something that's not there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one's more correct. This is where, we can check it out. Or
Yeah, let me...
we got a couple people in here. Maybe you guys know.
Yeah, if anyone knows.
Is it better to use, to set your state, your default
props.
state in the constructor, or to use default props? Because I don't really know.
Props.
Now it's just talking about props for state.
Yeah.
Oh wait, go up a little bit. I think I saw one. Component can also have default props, so the prop isn't passed though. It can still be set.
Props are passed into the component. Oh.
Are you streaming this?
No, sorry.
Everyone's like seeing a stare.
Yeah,
What is this?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Let me see it.
This. Okay. I think state is the right place to put it, because
They can't see it.
yeah, that's fine. I'm just talking.
Oh, okay.
I think state is the right place to put it, because can you show me where it is in the component? Like,
Oh, I have it on the screen right now. You can either set it as a state when you're setting up your constructor, or you can put it at the bottom as a default prop.
yeah, but like for this state you've got here, username, user photo, where does that actually get put into the JSX?
Oh, well, it sets it as an async, I guess. Let's see, when do I call that?
But where do you reference the state in the?
I'm checking it now.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess when you try to click that login on Facebook button on the front screen, it has a function called log on Facebook, and in that it tries to set state.
Yeah. So that sets the state, but how does the component know to use the state?
I don't think it does for this component.
Okay.
I don't think it ever uses it. It uses it on the next view or screen.
Okay. Let's look. Can we look at that one?
Yeah. So landing is where it starts, the login page.
Okay.
And then home is that actual home screen that you see.
Yeah. Okay.
So
this one uses the state.
So I put default props in there. I don't know if I needed to do that. I'm not even referencing props.
Yeah. You're not referencing props. Yeah, I think this is right.
So yeah, so I set an initial state at the top in the constructor. User photo should be auth.current_user, if that's true. Give me current user's photo URL. Otherwise, give me null. Isn't that what the error message first said?
Yeah, I don't know which one it was referencing.
I think it has to do with username.
Oh, I bet it's.
Wait,
it might be this one. We never protected for that one. The UID.
Oh, okay. We can write that right now.
Yeah.
So it's either. Actually, I kind of want to do the ternary statement.
Okay.
It's more fun.
Okay.
So I'll write a new one. We'll just say firebase.auth.current. Current user.
Oh, you know what would clean this up a whole lot?
What?
Create a current user variable before you set any of that state. and then you don't have to do firebase.auth.current user every time.
Oh yeah.
You could just use that current user.
Yeah. Do you want?
I don't care. I'm just an observation.
to shorten the code.
Yeah. Just.
I'm gonna leave it for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you're right. We totally should be doing that instead of these long ass things. Firebase.auth.current user, if that's true, give me that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that UID attached to that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, give me. Do we want to do null?
I think it's fine.
I think null's okay here. Which we should have done for user zip too. We should have just done this for all these things. I'm gonna leave that for now.
Okay.
I think that doesn't get set until you actually edit your profile or search. So for now, not gonna mess with it. It's not broken. I want to show, it's progressing.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna hold us up on that.
Cool.
So let's go back to this. It's saying that there's a leak, calling set state on an unmounted component.
Oh yeah, so that you're just going to move from component will mount to component did mount, right? And that should fix it, I would think.
So let's check it out.
I wonder if you're doing that anywhere else in a component will mount hook.
I wonder too. I do it here. I think this one was different because let's go back to that tutorial.
Okay.
There's no way to pause rendering rendering to wait for data to arrive. You cannot return a promise from component will mount or wrangle a set timeout. The constructor plays the same role as component will mount. So if you already have a constructor, you can just put the code there. It begs the question, why do we even have component will mount? And I feel like I had heard at some point that they were, I felt like they were not using it less now. I thought they were trying to move people away from it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true.
While you're looking, I'll see if I can find
component
use
did
cases.
mount. By the time this is called, the component has been rendered once. In practice, component did mount is the best place to put calls to fetch data for two reasons. Using did mount makes it clear that data won't be loaded until after the initial render. This reminds you to set up initial state properties so you don't end up with undefined state cause errors. Until after the initial render, yeah. It's like forcing you to set that up in the constructor, I think. If you ever need to render your app on a server, component will mount will actually be called twice, once on the server and again on the client. Probably not what you want. Putting data loading code in component did mount will ensure the data is only fetched from the client. I don't have any experience with that yet, so.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
This says something completely different. This says component will mount is usually used to perform any state changes needed before the initial render, because calling this.setState in the method will not trigger an additional render. I feel like that's inaccurate since React Native is warning us not to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know about this post.
Maybe it's old. Maybe it's
It's not. It's actually newer than the one you were looking at. I think it's 2017.
I don't know what this one is. I didn't look.
September 2017.
This is also 17.
Oh, okay.
But yours is newer. This one's March, so it's a couple months.
Yeah.
And they're saying different things.
What about this? Component will mount. Oh, okay. What do you want to do? The answer is probably not much. Component will mount is a bit of a dud. There's no component to play with, so you can't do anything involving the DOM. Nothing has changed since your component's constructor was called, which is where you should be setting up your component's default configuration.
There, see, well, you guys can't see on the screen if you're watching, but
yeah, they're setting state in the constructor.
They weren't setting up the. They didn't use default props. They used the constructor to set the defaults, I guess.
Yeah, in the state.
In state, yes.
Yeah. So the reason you would use default props is
if it's passing props.
If it's passing props,
and
yeah.
you want it to wait until it receives them. Okay,
okay.
That
yeah,
makes sense.
you want to put something there before it receives whatever props you're.
Whereas
passing.
like our first page is not going to be receiving props.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
It's
setting state. There's no props to be passed yet.
Yeah, that data is always going to come out of state. It's never going to come in through a prop.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I'll look in that later.
Okay.
If you want, unless you want to jump on that now. Unless you want to like tap
I would-
on these other things.
Yeah, just so have you?
Note it.
Did you? Yeah, just go ahead and move it.
Let's put that in a to do, I guess, and just say that they call it a memory leak. Unmounted component trying to set state
Yeah.
for edit profile instrument battery. That's a really long card. Whatever.
See if you can knock that out really quick, because I think it's just a matter of taking all that code and moving it to component did mount.
I'll try that now.
Yeah.
If it's not that, then
we'll come back.
I think it might be a bigger problem, because I think it might have to do with the fact that the home page, because remember the home page is supposed to show you your genres and your instruments,
right?
And that's not reloading, and I think it's because it's not unmounting, and I think that has to do with our nav, because our nav's a stack navigator. I want to say, without too much confidence, I want to say that when you focus on a new view, it's just on top, but the first one hadn't unmounted.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true, but that's kind of what
I did notice on your Facebook login, like on subsequent times after I've initially logged in, if I just close the login window, I'm logged in. Like I'm still logged in. You probably realize that.
Yeah, I did.
Make sure you don't already have a component did mount on this component.
It shouldn't. I usually put them in that order, but let's see.
Oh, okay.
I'll make sure. It would be really weird if it was.
You could just rename that one if you wanted then.
What? Oh, I should have just done that. If we're confident this is all diddle mount. Get out of here. Get out of here. And then we're the quick shortcut to delete. Okay, so now it's a did mount instead of a will mount.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do the same thing for genres.
Yeah. You want to test that one? And well, no. Because I guess they're both on the same view. So it's going to give us one of them if one of them's still there.
Oh look, I put it lower this time. Let's just make this a did mount. I don't know how many of you are watching right now. I can't tell. It says 3.
It looks like there are 3 people.
But yeah, we'd love to hear if you know a bit about what we're doing and we're going down the wrong path. Or if you're just like, hey, I'm watching, this is cool, then that would be cool to hear too. Or you can say, you have no idea what you're doing, stop being a dev. That's fine too. It's just,
yes.
it'd be kind of cool to know that.
We already know it, but you can tell us anyway.
I am still young and impressionable. You can't phase Devin, but you might be able to get me to quit. No, I'm just kidding. I know I suck, but I will be good one day. Okay, so set and state in did mount now. Sounds a lot better idea. So more for you in this case. Yeah. The way that page looks, I'll bring it back here. Oh man, hang on, I gotta log in again. Sorry guys and gals. The way it's set up, you can pull that now.
Okay.
Oh, now my instruments and genres are there again too. So the way it's set up is this is a large component called edit profile container.
Okay. In
the container, there are 2 components that are children. One is the instrument adder, one is the genre adder. I can show you that here. Where'd it go? You can see that here, that it's just, we didn't put the contact info in its own component. It's just a form.
Right. Yeah.
But the instrument adder has a list and things to it, and so does the genre adder. So those are separate components. So
okay, cool.
Is that?
Yeah.
But you can see that here, it's just passing down the prop of whoever the user was. I wonder, if some of those changes need to be moved up to here, because again, I'm setting all my data in wheel mount. And I'm doing that backwards. That equals this. I need to get rid of that. Can we do that right now? Sure. Because I'm not using arrow function, right? So it should be like that, I believe. And then I don't need to reference this. And this can be this again, I think, right?
Only one way to find out.
Master Devin.
We'll just try it.
Tell me if it works. I didn't I didn't change any. Man, this is so ugly. What am I doing? I must have been like really tired, and I didn't care about fixing the style. Like, god awful. Hang on, I gotta fix this.
It's one of those late night coding sessions.
I don't know. We get down to here.
You should look at.
That's why this stuff's all within.
You should see if there is a Sublime Text Prettier plugin.
Prettier?
Yeah. What it does is every time you hit save, it formats your code. Like it indents everything to the right level, and it just does all that automatically.
You want to do it right now?
Sure, let's try it.
Let me make sure I clean everything up. This looks weird. Why has it got 3? I mean, I guess because I'm...
Actually, don't clean everything up. That'll be the best test.
All right, I won't. I'll leave it as is. But I will make this did mount because we're making that change.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless it breaks everything. So master, what do you think? My arrow function look good? Component did mount equals empty argument.
Mm-hmm.
Arrow function. Now I can use this instead of that.
Yep.
So backwards.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay, let's see if it still loads.
Okay.
Let's see if it's functional. You gotta shrink me again.
Yep.
I know, it's a pain in the ass.
Oh, crap. I'm trying to change the transition. Okay, there we go.
I almost wanted the cowboy to come back up.
Well, let's put him up for a second.
He's working hard too. You can put me back on.
All right. I should really set up shortcut keys for this.
Okay, let's see if it breaks everything.
Yeah.
All right. So, something's up.
Unhandled
This
promise
is
rejection.
not a function. This does that stays.
Oh, okay. So that's just that has something to do with binding and all that stuff.
Instrument.
Oh.
Will it break? It didn't break. Oh, it did add. I didn't know I had to scroll. Well, I do. We don't need that. Get out of here. Oh, it didn't.
It didn't delete it?
There, now it did.
Okay.
I didn't click on it well enough. We don't need this either, actually. And see, it doesn't update because I think that component. I don't know. I'll have to look at that.
Okay. That's maybe not the one that updates. It's maybe
So
a
it's
static
still
one that
on.
sits on top or something.
I think so. I think it's not unmounting. Is
Yeah.
my guess.
Yeah. Let's go look at that code you just did. The code you just wrote for a component did mount.
Oh, okay. This one
Yeah.
for the container. Is that where it has an issue? Let's see.
Is it?
User zip
Is it
code,
not?
user contact. This set stays undefined, and that is where. let me see if it's.
Good luck.
Maybe it came out of my console. It.
I think it's right there. I'm pretty sure it's right there.
I don't know if I see it.
Let's assume it's there.
Okay, let's check it out. So it's upset about this set state.
Yes. Is that in? That's inside. Okay. Yeah, that's inside your Firebase callback.
Is it?
Yes, and that function, that callback doesn't have this bound.
Okay, so this should move down 1 outside of the.
No, it needs to stay there.
It
It needs to be there where it is,
Because now it's within.
or does it?
Because
Because that's where you fetch. That's where you fetch the user, right? Yeah, that's where you fetch the user. So we have to set the state inside the callback.
It is.
Okay, but
I think.
is it? What does that?
Man.
What is that curly brace?
This is.
That's the
close enough.
callback. So it needs to be inside there.
Snapshot. Okay, so it does need to move back.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, now that callback function can be an arrow function, and then that should bind to this.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, yeah, the one we're inside right now.
So that you gotta remind me. It's just empty and then arrow, right? No. Sorry, we have snapshot. So
Yeah, yeah,
snapshot and then arrow.
yeah,
Okay, let's see if that helps.
yeah. See if that works.
And it closed properly down here.
I think so.
Yes. What is? Oh, it's got an extra one.
Does it? An extra parenthesis?
Yeah.
Okay.
An extra one. I guess I can get rid of it then, because that does close it. Okay, let's try that.
Okay.
See if it's done me mad. You have to shrink me again. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Thinking about just making it render first on that other page, because I'm tired of having to type in my info over and over.
Can you just close that?
What?
Can you just close the Facebook login there? Not have to type it in?
I don't know.
Try it.
Yeah.
All right.
It stayed logged in. That's weird. All right. Hey, no leaks. No.
Okay,
no
nice.
confusion on that. So okay, well.
Nice.
Thanks.
Should we go ahead?
Let me try to.
Should we do like a project-wide search and see if there is anywhere else you've used component will mount?
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. We're not out of it yet. Cancel call set state on an unmounted component.
So it's the same thing. Is
same
it just a
thing.
different component, or is it the same component? An instrument adder.
Mm-hmm. Cancel all subscriptions asynchronous tasks in the component will unmount method. So we need to use component will unmount. I've never used component will unmount actually. I never understood it well enough. Sounds like this would be a good time to figure out how to use it.
Okay. So what are? Can we look at your instrument adder?
The code?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what is it telling us exactly?
Can't call set state or force update on an unmounted component.
Okay. So maybe, is that the same thing we were dealing with the other component? Is there a set state in a component will mount?
I don't see it. No, it's in did mount.
And is that saved?
Yeah. Well, let me make sure. And now it's going to reload. So it's hard to know. Let's save all these now.
Can you I think there's Command
Control,
Shift
yeah,
S?
There's something. I didn't want to save everything.
Oh,
I wanted
okay,
to save
gotcha.
just a couple of these right now.
Gotcha.
Just in case I shouldn't have saved one.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can just close it. That won't be there when it's done. But for now, it's a nice shortcut.
Yeah.
So let's try out. I'll get rid of this again. Devin's instrument. And no leaks. So maybe it was something we didn't save.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right, so
let's
that's
move
good.
on.
Now, do we want to look, while we're in this frame of mind, do we want to do a project-wide search for component will mount and look at each one of them for every component and see if there's this .set state anywhere?
I mean, we could. I felt confident that it wouldn't be here again.
Yeah.
I stopped using it after I had gotten the feeling that that's not the place to put it.
Yeah.
It won't be there. Component did mount. Good. Component did mount. That one's gonna be component did mount. That's new. Yep. I included it, but I didn't know it was appropriate. Oh, there. So in home, there it does it.
Okay.
Let's see what it's doing here. I also did this thing.
Oh yeah. We can clean that up while we're here.
These are signs of being a noob. And it's not.
And don't forget your callback function.
I'm trying to clean some of this up too.
Yeah.
Did that close anything? That doesn't look like it's closing anything. Oh, it's just closing that one.
Wait, before you clean up stuff manually, let's see if there's a prettier plugin.
Okay.
And we'll just install it.
What do you call this? Prettier?
Yeah, prettier.
Prettier. We're gonna install Prettier. Hopefully. JS
Hopefully.
Prettier.
Yep.
Do I need one for React? JSX Prettier?
I don't think so.
Alright, we'll try it.
Yeah.
Do I still need to use the install?
Oh yeah, so we'll have to install the command line app.
Oh. So let's let's do like that for now. I can't do it. The share button is in the way, so I'm trying to.
You can hide
There
that
we go.
if you want. You can hide that sharing thing.
Okay, I should have just done it the first time. Go back. And code on the left. So this was. I guess I can just use npm. You like npm, so.
Yeah.
Install -g prettier. npm install -g prettier. Preferences, package settings, JS prettier. Okay.
I wonder if there is a way to do it on save.
I just missed it. Where is it? Preferences is not one of these. Where is it? There.
Preferences, package settings.
And then
Yes,
just default.
Yeah. Or yeah, that's fine.
I don't need to do anything.
Debug false.
That should be it, right? To view the default settings. To run it, open the palette, type JS prettier, format code.
Let's see if there's a way we can get it to run on save, because that would be really nice.
On save?
Yeah. Go back to the default settings, and let's just kind of browse through them.
Okay. Let's look at them. Anything I should search for?
Let's just kind of scroll down and see what we find.
Node path. Auto format on save?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So copy that whole line.
This?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I just change that to true?
No, because you're in the default settings now. We'll take it over. We'll take that whole line over to the user settings and set it to true there. Because I'm betting if it updates, the default settings get clobbered.
Enter like that.
Put it in a JSON object. Just wrap it in curly braces, and that should be good.
That's it.
I think so. All the rest of that is just comments. So.
Actually, I'm gonna make it a little nicer.
Yeah. Okay.
Put it down.
Yep.
Well, we probably want to make that true then.
Oh yeah. True.
Now that's gonna change all my code, isn't it?
Yes. But it will not break your code. It will just re-indent it for you.
Oh, that would be nice. Apparently, I was, up at 3 in the morning or something. There's no formatting whatsoever. The tabs are way off. It's terrible. Anyway, so that's there.
Yep. So flip back over to that code you were looking at and just save it.
The user?
No, your JavaScript you were looking at, whatever you were trying to manually format before.
I think that was this. This one?
Yeah.
Oh, it did something.
Yep.
I don't know.
Let's see. See if it all looks pretty.
It does.
Oh, nice.
I think it does.
That's perfect.
Yeah, because it separates the each dot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. It's really cool too because you can just type
really
you can just type garbage in there. Like you can put everything on one line and then hit save.
This would be a good time to do the save all.
Yeah.
And I can fix all of my code. Sorry, my code is ugly, guys.
Although I don't know if that actually saves everything or if it only saves dirty files. But it won't matter. Anything else we're working on, we'll save it later.
This should have been fixed, so... there it goes. I guess it just doesn't work for save all. You just got to do it manually. Yeah. That's annoying. But whatever.
Yeah.
We'll do it as we see.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay, so where to?
Do you want to pull up the Trello and move on to the next thing?
Yeah, let's see. Well, we updated the Facebook SDK.
Okay.
Right, because we updated Expo, and that was the problem.
We believe so. We haven't gotten any more messages from Facebook, so as far as we know, that's fixed.
We're going to put it complete for now.
Yeah.
If connected, do not allow to send connection. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And force our users to put in contact info. That's also important.
Yeah. Actually, let's prioritize that one.
That one?
Yeah, because even if we didn't do the other two, it'd still be okay. But if they try to connect and there's no there's no connection info, then
Oops, I'm kicking
that
stuff.
won't work. Yeah, don't worry.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Beating up your furniture. Okay, so there's two things I put in here, which were, well, user input we already got. You can enter your own contact info.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
That was the first step.
Yeah.
I wanted to check. So if no contact info on login, force you to have that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bigger picture thing because I want you to be forced to have your genres and your instruments too.
Sure.
So might as well just make them do all of it.
Yeah.
The second was kind of like a catch, sort of. It's like a failsafe. If you try to add connection to somebody, like, hey, I find you and I want to send you my connection details.
Yeah.
Sorry, contact info details.
Yeah.
It should be like, you don't have any. Go back and force you to put something in.
Right.
So kind of like a safety.
Sure.
What are your thoughts? What should
Okay.
I do?
Okay. I've got an idea.
Okay.
So when we want to ship something, the default is laziness.
Okay.
So like we want to do as little work as possible. So
Okay.
so here's the least work we could do. If you implemented just that second check when they click add connection, if they don't have contact info, then make them put it in. Then the first one doesn't matter.
Right.
We don't really care if they have it when they log in. All we really care about is if they're trying to connect that they have it.
I see that. Yeah, I see both of them that way though. I don't know which one's more important to have, to force them on entry to put their instrument, their genre, and their contact info, or don't let you connect with somebody if you don't have it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're kind of like hand in hand.
So like I am like I'm shearing off the instruments and genres for right now, because that's something we want but not absolutely critical. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more critical you have details to send.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can connect.
Yeah.
And talk.
Yeah. So if we shear that off for now, then we're left with the contact info, and that, yes, if we got it when they logged in, then it should be there when they try to connect. But another thing is, ideally, you want them to be able to log in once and then just pull up the app and they're already logged in. So then that check would never trigger.
Yeah.
But if we just check it when it's important, when they're trying to connect, then it's always there when it needs to be.
I see it. Because in case, maybe I made you do it when you first logged in and then you deleted it and saved no contact info.
Sure, yeah, you could do that too.
I need to check for that as well.
Yeah.
It checks that when you go to message someone, it says you have an empty string for your contact. No, you can't connect with someone.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then if you implement that, you never have to care about checking it on login, because it's always there when it needs to be. Now you may say, well, okay, I do want to check instruments and genres on login though, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But this piece you only have to check at that one point.
Let's do it then.
Okay.
So we're gonna do. You're not allowed to connect with somebody and send contact info that you didn't enter. So this right here. Oh, damn it! No, actually, we got to work around. We'll just close it. Oh wow, all kinds of things are breaking now.
Oh, what is that?
What? Now it's talking about that again. That's weird. Let me restart that. I don't think that should have happened.
Yeah.
I think something went wrong. Oh no, it's
Maybe there's something we didn't properly check before.
now.
Yeah, let's look at those.
Looks like that homepage is using that instead of this again.
Oh, okay, okay. That'll be an easy fix.
Embarrassing. In front of the stream and everything. I'm gonna close these. We're not working with these anymore. We don't need that either.
There are 4 people who are very embarrassed for you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm ashamed. Yeah, where'd it go? I just saw it. That equal this. Yeah. But I used arrow function. Why did it need that? Because there's an async? No, that shouldn't.
Well, you're referencing that somewhere. Well, there's somewhere the error message or the exception is that you're referencing that and it's not defined. So somewhere you deleted your declaration that assigned that the value of this, but you still left that in. You still reference that.
Great. So let's type in that. I don't even know if it's on this component. Did we see which component it's on?
I didn't notice.
I mean,
It doesn't tell us.
it's on this front page. It
I mean,
happens
if-
a couple times.
If we wanted to, we could just rip the Band-Aid off and just do a project find for that and just go tear it out everywhere.
Let's do it.
All right.
Find all. That doesn't go across all the files though, does it?
What's that?
I think it does. I think it should.
For find all? I think this is gonna.
Oh, no, that doesn't. There is a. I haven't used this in a while. There is
Here's
a
the way to do it.
project find.
How you do it?
Let's look at the menus.
The menu. This.
Yeah, find in files. That's it.
I don't see it. Where is it?
Next
This.
to the last. Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah. There you
Find that. We're not doing that anymore.
go.
That equals this. Connections. Should I just throw them over here then? And I'll just do them on the spot.
Yeah. What I usually do. What's that?
So I can't believe I did on this one. This is like one of my newest components.
Yeah.
It's
You may have just copy pasted stuff.
Yep, I did. Right here.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's using an arrow function.
Yeah.
We're
You
gonna
probably
have to talk
didn't need
about-
it. You just. Well, no, but your callback is not using an arrow function, so that was why it was causing you a problem.
Got it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So I need to fix that.
Yeah. And actually, you've got two layer. No, you don't. No, sorry. You've just got one to worry about. I was thinking you might have to worry about the for each callback, but this reference is not inside that callback. So what you've done there is good enough.
Cool. Okay.
Any other instances of it in that same file?
It doesn't look like this was all
Okay.
for connections.
That was it for that one. Okay.
Now we're on to genre adder.
Okay.
From remove genre. Get out of here. Because I started using the arrow function.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, got frustrated, and it's probably down here. On this set state. That should work.
You still need to fix your callback on
What?
85.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, I wasn't there yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Good arrow function looks cool, and then that's why, because it's doing this.
Yeah.
And it needs the arrow. Live and learn. Cool.
Yeah.
So one there, one in the genre. Yep. Okay, we got that one, and then component did mount. Wait, did we get that one? Sorry, one sec. I'm trying to find this. It's on 73. Oh no, maybe we didn't get that one. That's the first one we got.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's
one's
good.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And at 64, yes. Okay, we're good there.
Cool.
And then
88.
88, which is gone.
Yeah, you
We
got it.
fixed it.
Yeah.
Home. I need to start closing some of these.
Tab proliferation.
Yeah. Tab hell. Again, using it here, I didn't need to. And that's probably because over here is not an arrow function. Don't need the word function. That closes off properly. Yes, it does. Cool. And there's one further down. Is there one further down? Looks like it's fixed. Reverse results.
If you click on the line in the search results, it'll take you to the line in the file, won't it?
I don't know. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, that's helpful. It looks like I got that one.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, everything will be moved around slightly,
Of course. Yeah.
but
I don't think I got that one. We're
No.
just cleaning up code.
I don't see it.
I don't see anything, yeah. And then this one. I mean, I might have already got it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll know when things start breaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
126 used to be around here. It's all this now.
Yep.
This is the only place I'm using component will mount. I want to say that this one's more okay because it's checking the platform. It's not really dealing with doing something to a component so much as it is checking, like, what are you using? We're going to find out right now and give you.
But it's still setting state, and that's the part
is.
that's the part it complains about.
Let's fix it.
Okay.
Well, actually, there's already
The component did mount. You can just move it in there.
I guess I'll just move it all down there. It's ugly as fuck. Wow. What just happened?
It closed up your component will mount because it didn't have anything in it.
Okay. Oh.
You were right. It just like put it all in one line since it didn't have any.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
That still looks real ugly to me, but whatever.
Hey, it's all indented to the right level.
Yeah,
that's all pretty ear knows. What is that? Wait, there was something weird there.
What?
There was just a line that just said Firebase.
Where's this?
Back on the file you were on just now.
Home, I believe.
It was right where you were at the end.
This?
Yes. What is that?
I don't know. That's weird. I feel like it might have been formatted for us to be.
Should we undo back to where you were and see what it looked like before?
Okay.
And then we can redo.
Let's see. Is that where it was? Oh no, we were in will mount. Yeah, there's no floating Firebase before.
And then there either. So I think something else happened.
So let's do this more manually.
Okay.
Let's close this out and get rid of this entirely. And then take all this. And I'll just put it at the top.
Yeah.
I think that should be okay. And we'll see if it makes a floating it did it again.
Really?
Oh no, Firebase, .database, .ref, .child,
Oh yeah.
So that's okay.
But those weren't there before, right? Or did I just miss those?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
all right, we're good now.
It looks a lot better now. So we'll take it.
Yeah.
Instrument owner is the last piece of this. I'm trying to make it pretty it up again.
Yeah.
There's that stupid thing again. That to this. And it's because of... Where are you? Actually, that might have just been one that...
That one probably was okay, I would guess.
Yeah, that probably would have worked without me doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Crap.
You probably just got into a habit of doing it.
Down here too. I did. It was a workaround that one of the people who was helping me at the boot camp was like, oh, just do this then, try this. And it worked, so I just went with it.
Yeah.
He's like, you shouldn't be doing this though. Okay.
You shouldn't be doing it, but I'm not going to tell you the right way.
This isn't right, but we'll do this for now until you figure out why it wasn't right. I don't think...
Come back and let me know when you...
I don't think he did a ton of work with React Native.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, I think a lot of the people there, obviously they're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of them had worked much with React Native. So maybe there's little things that they just hadn't recalled about React Native and the way it was.
Yeah, that's probably it.
This and that, whatever.
I spent several weeks writing really weird React because of scope stuff, so I can identify.
Oh, all right. That one is fixed. Cool. And messages. I feel bad for people who are just watching me clean the code. Oh, that's fine. That's a console log. I don't care about that.
Yeah. Oh, just the word that in a
Yeah,
in a log message.
And I don't need to fix that one. That one I do. Profile edit. I think we did that one.
Maybe. We could do the find in files again to get a fresh list so that we're not looking at old stuff, if you want.
Remind me, did you see the shortcut for it?
Is it Command Shift F?
Let's find out. It was.
Nice.
Let's do it that way. Command Shift F. That. Oh, there's a bunch of them in home still. Wait, what? We fixed home.
Oh, maybe we didn't save it.
Where is it at? No, we didn't. We didn't fix them.
Oh, okay.
That's weird. This dot set state, and that was because of this. Okay.
This is like
What?
this fix. It almost feels like you could write a macro to fix this,
Probably could.
but it probably would take longer than just just fixing it.
Maybe. This dot set state. Oh, still doing it. I think that one was changed already. For that should work.
You got your callback that it's wrapped in.
Yeah. I think the issue for that one was just that I had been using it before.
Yeah.
Again here, let's see. Yeah, it's in a for loop, so
You're still you still have a on line 144 and on 157 you've got callbacks that are not arrow functions.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And where's the other one? 54?
157.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Oh my gosh, so many of them. I don't care about the message individual. That's not a page that we're working on.
Yeah, that will
Profile edit.
that will probably be entirely reworked at some point, I guess.
Yeah. Oops. I'm trying to drag it from there for. Oh, another wheel mount.
Oh, nice.
Let's not do that. Let's fix that, shall we? Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Is this one fixed? I think I just fixed that one. Yeah, I did. Well, that's weird. That shouldn't even work.
What's that? On press?
Should it?
Yeah, that's I think
Calling
Babel.
this without a arrow function?
Yeah, it'll work like that.
Do you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? I mean, unless it's a huge conversation.
I don't know that I even know. I just know I remember one time having to do a bunch of stuff to a Babel configuration to make that work,
Okay.
and I don't even remember. I don't remember why. It's just like another. It's a newer way to declare a function inside a an object.
All right, I think we're good because now it's just talking about, modules and it's
Okay.
finding the word then or that.
Okay,
Which
yeah,
doesn't really matter.
you're probably okay now.
So the only place it exists still is that messaging. I might as well just do it. The message individual.
Yeah, okay.
Let's fix it real quick.
Yeah, that way if you do turn that code back on.
You can tell everyone something more interesting in the meantime.
Oh boy, that's a lot of pressure.
Oh no, this is a console. This is a console log.
Oh, okay, well.
I was just like console log and shit because I put the word that. Where I didn't know what that is.
Well, then we can.
Oh yeah, we don't care. We're done.
Do we need to save all, or are you pretty confident you got them all saved?
I've been saving them.
Okay,
That they should all be saved up.
okay, cool. We can test.
Let's get back to work. You want to test it?
Yeah, test it. Make sure we didn't break anything else,
I'm
or
pretty sure we broke a lot of things.
anytime I change more than about one line of code,
Yeah.
I'm always amazed if anything works.
Oh, it's that same thing. Yeah, when it unmounts. Oh no, it's not.
Unhandled
This
promise
.set state
rejection.
is not a function.
Okay, that
User
should be
zip.
an easy fix.
User zip to zip. Where is that? Not a landing. Profile edit.
You could do find in files.
If I don't see it here, I'm going to. Oh no,
Okay.
it's in profile edit container.
Okay.
I just need to find that.
Do you want to grab some lunch after this?
I need to.
Okay. Yep.
Definitely need to. So it's trying. It's when it tries to set the user zip to user zip.
Okay.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should just search for it. It's right here. This is what it's mad about.
Okay. So it's that.
It said it's upset about.
It says this dot set state is not a function.
Mhm.
So this is probably not
Done probably.
defined there, but it's inside an arrow function.
Then snap. Maybe. Now remind me about how this needs to look. When I'm using it, then do I need to have done that and then close it up?
No.
No.
No. You could have parentheses around snapshot, but I'm betting Prettier is taking those off. They're optional.
Oh.
So yeah, this is good.
What's the deal?
That's a good question.
User zip becomes user.zip code or empty string.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not what it's complaining about though.
It's complaining about.
It's complaining
this.
about this. Yeah. Huh. Okay. I mean, there's no difference in what we're doing here and what we're doing anywhere else, right?
I don't think so.
The component did mount function is an arrow function, so it should have this bound.
Maybe that's not where it is.
Okay, maybe you're right.
I don't know where it would be, but maybe
Yeah.
that's not where it is. This is just a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't know what to look for here. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, there's nothing.
I don't see anything helpful.
Yeah, yeah. Profile edit?
Profile edit 8622.
Okay. Is that where you were?
No,
Oh, okay, okay.
right here. It is a different one.
Okay.
So let's see what
Okay,
it is.
nice.
Ah.
Yeah, that one's easy.
Die. Now it should be fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully. This is me. My girlfriend. Now everyone's gonna see her. Recorder. No errors. Looking good.
Okay, sweet.
All right.
All right.
Let's zip back to what we're trying to do this whole time. If you don't have contact info, this is blank
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now my contact info is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be able to connect people.
Yes.
You know, if I go to search, stupid modal, I shouldn't be able to connect with anybody because I
Yeah.
don't have contact info.
Right. Yeah. So either. Okay. Well, you could just get rid of the connect button on the search page, but I don't like that. That doesn't seem like a good user experience to me. I think ideally, if you clicked on that connect button and you didn't have info, it would prompt you for it right there.
So load up the profile edit view.
Not necessarily. I think it could just be a prompt just for that.
Oh, so we make like a separate modal, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't we look? We looked into this, didn't we?
Do you need better? Are you good?
Oh no, I'm. Oh, I didn't even realize it was still. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna shut this because I'm not using that right now. We looked at. Do you remember looking at prompt
in iOS.
Yeah. I remember looking at it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't know exactly how we're going to use it, but I think that is the key maybe to doing it with the least work possible.
Yeah.
React Native iOS prompt.
Alert iOS.
React Native prompt.
Okay, another question.
Yeah.
Maybe some of you guys think the same thing as me.
Yeah.
When you see all these, small little add-ons like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
React
Mhm.
Native prompt,
Mhm.
all this is going to do is it's going to give you a better way of a prompt.
Yes.
How do you feel about adding these to your projects? Do you ever feel like, hey, they're going to get deprecated and left behind someday because
Mhm.
people are going to stop working on it, and
Yeah.
then it's going to break my app?
Yeah.
Or do you not care about that? You don't think of that much?
Well, that's always a possibility, and that's probably a good thing to consider. I wouldn't want to use something. Well, actually, now that I look at this, so this has not been updated in 2 years.
Right. That's a great example.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I would look at something else besides this, but in general, I would just weigh. So the alternative to finding a library that does it for me is writing it myself.
Mhm.
If I find a library that does it for me, and I have to do very little work to implement it now, the worst case scenario is it just gets deprecated, and then I have to write it myself. So I would rather use something now that does it that's already done, that I don't have to write, and then worst case scenario that project like dies, and then I can't find any replacement, and then I have to write it myself, which is the work I would have had to do in the first place. So I'm not really out much, just whatever it took to implement that library. And I've possibly gained, like, I may never have to write it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Sounds
hopefully
like the
that
right
makes
move,
sense. Yeah.
I think of that sometimes, and I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I mean...
what the general practice is, like, do you, make sure it's constantly updated, or
Yeah.
certain version it's compatible with, I don't know.
Right.
Maybe like a frame of mind you go with.
Probably different teams have different ways of looking at it. I'm pretty laissez-faire about it. If something is out there that does what I want, I will use it, and then deal with the consequences later.
Okay, so let's...
I don't know if we even need that library, because React Native can just make a prompt. So we could just use that, and this is super simple.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to we're going to go back to the search page. I don't even think I need to have 2 columns here, but whatever. That's really big now. So we're on the search page. We're going to check to see if when they click on that button. So everyone's got the button. Let's see it.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably get rid of this stupid mobile thing too. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the mobile thing.
Okay.
I'm tired of it.
Okay.
It keeps popping up. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so not get array. That's to get all the users.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find my bearings. Hang on.
Yeah.
Here's the thumbnail. Each of these has, who they are, instruments, name, etc. Pass to search profile card. So that's where it is.
That's where the button is.
Smaller component. Pretty. That's cool. Okay, so then each person's has that button that says, hey, contact this person.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll call this add contact with that person's ID.
Okay.
With your ID, actually.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's go do that. Add contact needs to have a check in there.
Yep.
I'm doing that. What the hell? Oh.
That's the user you're passing in.
Prettier thing must have changed that.
Oh, yeah, it probably took the parentheses off.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that. Okay, so you get target user, and here we can probably just do like an if check. We can do an if. I don't know what to, because then it would have to have to pull your information again to see your contact info.
Well,
Is that a problem?
it's already got you. It's already got the current user. Like you're already getting that to do other stuff. So you could just look at that.
What?
Like you're already grabbing the current user from Firebase, right? Or no, that's just the user ID, right? So you'd have to look that up.
Oh, you got someone in here. Hey, how's it
Yeah,
going?
hey Scorpion. We're trying to figure out, so when you click connect to another user, we want to make sure that you have,
Pull it up.
we want to make sure you have contact info set on your profile, or else you're not actually doing anything.
I think the stream's like a second.
Yeah, the stream's 30 seconds behind. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, so that's what we're working on right now. Yeah, so you probably need to grab your user object out of Firebase.
Okay, I got that. Current user is going to equal, well, that was just giving me the ID, so maybe
Yeah.
I should back it up a little bit and just say, current user.
Does that give you the whole user object? I get, yeah, it does, right?
Actually, no, I think you're right. I think that when it's looking, because it's looking at auth now, it's not looking at my my object in the database. It's looking
Sure.
at like my auth.
Yeah.
So it can say who's logged in, but that's
Yeah.
not the same as like.
But the
who is
user
this
profile is in the,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's in the database.
Yeah. So
So
you
right
need to grab
here-
that user ID and then take it to the,
Which is right here.
yeah.
So let's see. How do we write this?
So right now you're just getting.
So you do think it should be an if? A check.
Yes.
Okay, so we can
Eventually,
say-
but we got to get to the data first that we need.
Let's write it out. We're gonna check to see if current user has contact info
Yeah.
string.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we would just say if firebase.database ref, and it's going to look to users, and then
Oh yeah, because this query grabs the other user, right? So we got to grab this user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to know who the person who's clicking it. They need to
Yeah,
know
yeah.
if they have anything.
Okay.
We need to move that down. This needs to be above. So then if firebase.database.ref/user/ plus current user, and then
Dot child.
yeah, that's right. Dot child, and that's
Contact info?
Contact info.
Yeah.
So that's true. Well, by having anything in it, it means it's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, if that's true, if there's something there,
Yeah.
then we can go ahead and do this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Actually, let's not. Let me think about
It's not
this.
what you got.
So we're going to do this either way. It's just a matter of when, right? We're either going to do it as soon as they click the button, or when they click the button, we're going to prompt them, make them enter something, and then
Mhm.
we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So that doesn't even have to be behind the if. That
I
can
think
be outside the if.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, so that can be if not, and if they don't have that, then we prompt them.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
If it's false, if there's something
Mhm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
then we're not going to send the info.
Yeah,
We're going
exactly.
to do something else.
Yeah.
So,
But then like this query you're doing can just come outside the if.
yeah, let's. Oops. I think I can do it that way.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So if that's false, what do we want to do?
Then we
Alert,
want to, yeah, and we'll have to bring this in too from React Native.
Yeah, I think I already I have it.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay. Oh, wait, no, you've got alert. So we need alert iOS.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops.
Nothing about prompt, right? It's just
No.
alert.
Yep.
alert. Okay, so then, where were we? Alert. No, it's alert iOS.prompt.
Yeah, that prompt. And then, so this is like the text for the prompt. And what's the second? What is that second argument? It's the text for the prompt. So a title and then a message. And the way they're using it is the title is the message, and then they don't have a message.
So why don't we make our title add contact info.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Contact info?
Sure, yeah.
So that'll be the first argument as the title.
Yeah.
Then
you could
the message
say
itself will be like contact
inner.
info. I don't have to split these together actually. Contact info missing, enter below.
Sure. Do you want to like
See what it looks like?
well, do you want to say like enter an email address or a phone number just to sort of
Okay.
set an expectation? We're not going to check for it, but
Email, phone number. What do you think?
yeah.
So then that closes up.
Yep. And then the third prompt is a callback. The third.
Mixing up all my quotes like a dummy. Like a noob. So first argument is the title. The second argument is the message it comes with.
Yeah. The third one is callback.
There's the callback. Okay. So then we are going to use that callback.
Yes.
Because we're going to send the callback. What I enter here is the content of that message that they enter, or no? Is this just
this name. So the parameter you name here is whatever they enter in the prompt.
Okay, good.
It's going
Because we need to store that.
Yeah.
So we'll store that. Might be 2 lines, so I'm going to do that just in case.
Yeah.
Did I set that up correctly?
Yep. You do need to name the parameter.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'll just say input.
Yeah. I would call it contact info. That way you know exactly what you got.
Okay. The 2 parentheses, I always feel like there's a second. Like.
No, not in this case.
That gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
For us newbies.
Well, this is your second set of parentheses. It starts up here.
Got it. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so now we just got to write this callback to do what we need to do with it.
Cool.
So
then
it's
all that's going to do is find you. Actually, I can probably just grab it from the first time we did it.
Yeah, from the profile editor.
Profile edit. Oh no, it's under container. Add contact info. That's what's going to be. Where are you? So we just we already know the user's ID, so we're going to go do all this stuff and set this stuff. Oh, I can't use state anymore. I had to reset that. But I'll just set it without state. I'll set it with the form, with the contact info that we passed.
Yeah, but what will that do?
I think I have it. Let's see.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're just setting contact info. Yes, okay. Yes, that'll work.
Because I want to save it, yeah. Where's my callback? Oh, that's not the right thing. It's under search. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm getting really I'm lost in my components. So this is where it would go. The prompt pops up, says add contact info. It gives you a little message, says, hey, contact info was missing. You need to provide an email or phone number. We're calling what their input that they enter is going to be considered contact info is the name of that. This is what it'll do. It'll go to Firebase, database, ref. It'll find the user, user ID. I'm going to have to use current user because that's what I called it up here, right? Because this is looking at the current user. Then it goes into contact info and it sets it with, not this state, but instead with contact info. And then it sends it. So that's the end of that.
Yep. Okay, here's a case we might need to account for.
Okay.
What if someone gets the prompt and enters nothing?
Then they're an asshole.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
No, I'm just kidding. They're trolling. That's what. How do you think you would check for that? Say like, is contact info true?
Yeah, but what are you going to do if it's not?
Do the prompt again?
Yeah.
Send them to call back hell? Purgatory?
Yeah. Let me think. Oh, why am I watching this? I'm watching 30 seconds ago.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, I think it makes sense to do the prompt again.
By the way, I want to make sure you're aware of the time. I don't remember how long.
Yeah, I've got a, yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's keep going. So,
Yeah. Actually, you know
wanna
what?
walk through it again? What?
Here's what we should do.
What?
We should break for lunch, and we can think about this and talk about it while we eat.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to leave the stream up. We're going to give you a lovely coding cowboy to watch. So hang around. We'll be back probably in 20 or 30 minutes maybe, just for a few minutes to wrap up.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Hey everybody, we're gonna have to wrap up for today, but we will be back soon to work on this a little bit more and hopefully get it shipped out. And thanks everyone for watching.